term of office.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Good evening. We have returned to open session at 6:04 p.m. We will have the flag salute. All in attendance will be led to the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Marina Fernanda Alonso Robles, Hurley Elementary School 5th grade student.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Fernanda Ansel. I am in 5th grade and I attend Hurley Elementary. I hope you are all doing well and having a great evening. If you could all please put your right hand over your heart, we could begin the flag salute. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria, for that. There is no closed session report tonight to report out. So the next item on the agenda is item 3C, board recognitions. The board recognitions, and I will turn the meeting over to Dr. Mitchell at this time.
Perfect, thank you very much. So during this time, we have Hurley Elementary, which is our spotlight school tonight, but we also have special recognition for Hurley Elementary. So Hurley Elementary is one of only 3 schools in the state to receive the 2020 Seal of Excellence Award by the California Association of Bilingual Education, also known as CABE. This award honors exemplary bilingual education programs that have implemented outstanding opportunities to serve the needs of English learners. The Seal of Excellence is one of the highest awards CABE has to recognize schools for their vision of biliteracy, their commitment towards educational excellence for all students, and their focus on providing students with the skills that they will need to be successful. Hurley Elementary is being recognized for its outstanding commitment to biliteracy with its Spanish dual language immersion program, as well as the overall academic growth of English learners in both the dual and the English-only programs. This evening, we have representatives from CABE to honor and recognize Hurley Elementary School. We have Jan Correa, who is the CABE CEO. I'm going to turn it over to her at this time. She can introduce the other members who are here to recognize Hurley Elementary from the CABE organization.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitchell, and what a pleasure to be here with you all. I am zooming in to you from Riverside, and my colleague Olivia Yaya, our president of the CABE board, is zooming into you from the Orange County. But we are so excited to be here with you representing our whole state organization in support of biliteracy and educational equity, CABE, the California Association for Bilingual Education, for over 45 years has really worked to advocate and support bilingualism in our schools, particularly for our English learners. And we are so excited to be with you tonight to recognize Hurley Elementary School. Every year, CABE does open a selection for schools to submit an application for a Seal of Excellence school that really shows their commitment to biliteracy, to developing students who are bilingual, biliterate, and very inclusive of the community, of parents and family, and building a global education for our students. And we were thrilled when we saw that Hurley submitted their application last year. And as you know, through our school visit with our team, they were then selected to receive the CABE 2020 Seal of Excellence Award. Well, we were going to be all together in San Francisco about 6 or 7 months ago. And of course, because of COVID, we weren't able to be. We thought we might be able to come to you in person to a school board meeting, and this is our next best option to do so. But we are really here to celebrate and to recognize the wonderful contributions of Hurley Elementary. And I'm happy to turn the mic over to my friend and colleague Olivia Yaya, CABE president, to share a little bit about why Hurley was selected. Olivia?
Thank you so much, Jan. Good evening, President, trustees, superintendent. It is just a great honor and pleasure to be here and to recognize and acknowledge Hurley Elementary as one of the CABE 2020 Bill of Excellence awardees from the Rowland School District. It is, as Jan said, a very rigorous application and verification of what they put in the application. It's really happening. And without any doubt, Hurley Elementary demonstrated strong academia. Your GLAD implementation, thinking maps, BGI, coming together, and your accountability talk are just some of the examples that Hurley demonstrated of that strong academia. Not only that, but you also have an enrichment program. You are offering coding and robotics, and I love that after school kind of STEM that you have, the engineer and the robotics and the leadership that you are providing, and sports. So it was without a doubt that you truly demonstrated why you are a Field of Excellence school, where you are not only promoting academia, but you are honoring the language of the students, of the community. You are honoring their culture. And Jan is going to talk a little bit more of the strong parent involvement that you have there.
Thank you so much, Olivia. You know, it's true, when we look at our different criteria for Seal of Excellence schools, we look closely at the academics, we look closely at your instructional program, the involvement of students, student voice, teacher voice, administrator perspective, and also that of those of your parents and families at your school. And one thing we really saw through the visit is that the involvement engaged of parents and families is a cornerstone of Hurley Elementary. You really showed that you recognize that our parents are our children's first teachers, and you actively work to involve them in home learning activities, working on really engaging parents in so many different ways. Some of the typical things, you know, parent conferences, school performances, family literacy nights, sporting events, but then also real engagement and really helping with technology, monthly cafes with the principal, parent power conference, and I'm certain now during COVID that you have just really risen to the top and really reaching out to your parents as true leaders and members of your community, supporting the education of our students. So with that, it's just really a great honor, and I do see that Dr. Yesenia Alvarez is in the Zoom room, and we are just so proud. As a former dual language immersion principal and teacher myself, Dr. Alvarez has just really recognized the compassion and commitment that you and your team and your whole community have put forward to really create this kind of school that makes students feel like they are embraced, that they can engage in learning and feel like they really are part of a movement to become bilingual global citizens of our world. So Dr. Alvarez, we congratulate you, to your team, to your whole community. Congratulations on being selected as the CABE 2020 Seal of Excellence School. CABE did send in the mail to your district your plaque, your award. There's a wonderful banner that you can put up on your school wall. If we get the chance to get back to school soon, we would love to come out and visit you again and recognize in front of the students and the teachers, which is what we normally would do, to just embrace them and honor them for the fabulous work that they have done to bring Hurley to this level of academic excellence for English learners and biliteracy. So once again, Dr. Alvarez, congratulations, felicidades, y muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here. Back to Mr. Malkin.
Okay, I'd also like to extend the board's gratitude to Ms. Josephson, Korea, and Ms. Yaya for coming down and recognizing Hurley Elementary. But I also want to thank Dr. Alvarez and her staff for making Hurley such an outstanding school. When I say her staff, it's not just the certificated staff that do the teaching, but the classified staff, that's the backbone that prepares the school for the teachers. So both your certificated and classified teachers should be commended for a job well done. And please extend the board's thank you to them for us. And congratulations. Okay, the next item on the agenda is item 4, which is the ceremonial re-administration of the oath of office. I'll turn it back over to Dr. Mitchell at this time.
Great, thank you very much. So as I shared at the very opening of our meeting at 4:30, and again when we came back at 6, we did the formal oath of office for both Mr. David Malkin and Mr. Erik Venegas earlier in the day, so prior to start of any meeting. But we'd also like to provide a ceremonial oath, and we are going to do that now during our meeting. For Mr. David Malkin, he's joined tonight by his wife, Terry Malkin, his brothers, Hal Malkin and Stan Malkin, and his son, Dr. Matthew Malkin. His son, Dr. Matthew Malkin, will administer the oath. Go ahead, Dr. Malkin.
Okay, here we go. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Take it in small chunks.
All right. I state your name.
This is the hard part. David M. Malkin,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Malkin, and congratulations, David Malkin. Congratulate you on your re-election and your willingness to serve the Rowland Unified School District and the students in our school district for another 4-year term from 2020 to 2024. So on behalf of our district staff, your fellow board colleagues, our full governance team, and our community, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell.
Next, we have the ceremonial oath of office for our newly elected board candidate, Mr. Erik Venegas. Mr. Venegas is elected to serve Trustee Area 2, and he is also joined this evening by family and friends. And his daughter, Caitlin Venegas, is going to administer the ceremonial oath. Caitlin, take it away.
Ready?
Yep.
I, Erik Venegas,
I, Erik Venegas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and I will well
and I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties about I'm upon to enter.
Congratulations, Mr. Venegas. We welcome you to the Rowland Unified School District, and again, are very appreciative of your willingness to run and having the community support you in your election. We look forward to working with you in your first term of office from 2020 to 2024. All right, Mr. Malkin, you can take us to our next item.
Unmute.
You need to unmute, David?
That does make it easier than reading lips. Next, we'll have the reorganization of the board. Is there a nomination for the position of clerk of the Board of Education to serve effective immediately with said term of office ending December 2021?
I nominate Mr. Cary Chen.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second for the clerk of the Board of Education to serve effectively with said term of ending December 2021 for Cary Chen. Is there any discussion?
Will you accept it, Cary?
Yes, I accepted the nomination. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Having no other discussion, I'll do roll call for the vote. Mr. Chen?
Yes.
Ms. Ebenkamp?
Yes.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
Mr. Venegas?
Aye.
That's aye for me. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Mr. Chen.
Thank you.
We do the applause if aye. Okay, the next is Vice President of the Board of Education. Is there a nomination for the position of Vice President for the Board of Education to serve effectively immediately with said term of office ending December 2021? Can I have a motion and a second?
I nominate Ms. Lynne Ebenkamp.
I'll second.
And we have a first and a second for the position of Clerk of the Board of Education to serve effective immediately with said term.
Vice President.
Vice President, I'm sorry. This is error in the thing here. Vice President ending in December 2021. Are there any discussions? Well, Ms. Ebenkamp, are you willing to take the Vice President?
Yes.
Okay, with that, no other discussion, we'll do roll call. Mr. Chen,
Yes.
Ms. Ebenkamp,
Yes.
Ms. Pride,
Aye.
Mr. Venegas.
Aye.
That's aye for me, motion carries. For Ms. Ebenkamp to serve as Vice President of the Board of Education, office ending December 2021, taking effect immediately. The last one is the election of President of the Board of Education. Is there a nomination for the position of President of the Board of Education to serve effective immediately with said term ending December 2021? Can I have a motion and a second?
And I nominate Angelina for next president.
I accept.
Do we have a
I'll
second?
second. I'll second that.
Sorry.
Okay, you can accept it, you can accept earlier. So we have a first and a second. Any discussion? We already had an acceptance from Ms. Pride. So we'll have no other discussion, then we'll take a roll call. Mr. Chen,
Aye.
Ms. Ebenkamp,
Yes.
Ms. Pride,
Aye.
Mr. Venegas,
Aye.
and it's aye for me also. The motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Pride. You will now take over position as President of the Board of Education immediately with office ending December 2021.
Thank you.
Perfect. We're going to do a quick reorganization, and we will turn this over to Ms. Pride to lead the meeting. If we were in brick and mortar, we would actually physically be changing our seats. But I would like to take a minute to thank Mr. Malkin for his term as president and his leadership during 2020, which is and has been an extremely unprecedented year. Under the leadership of the Rowland Unified School District Board President, Mr. David N. Malkin, which started in December of 2019, the district has achieved many noteworthy accomplishments, such as the district celebrated that 3 of its schools were named as 2020 California Distinguished Schools, the state's highest designation for excellence in education: Blandford Elementary, Gillian Elementary, and Ybarra Academy. The district celebrated the grand opening of the Rowland Unified School District Performing Arts Center. The $8 million state-of-the-art facility features 18,000 square feet of professional theater, 600-seat theater with the latest stage lighting, sound, and above-house catwalk system, and a variety of visual and performing arts across the district will be showcased in this facility. Alvarado Intermediate School was named as a 2020 Schools to Watch, taking center stage National Model Middle School for the 6th time. Hurley Elementary was one of only 3 schools in the state of California to receive the 2020 Seal of Excellence Award for exemplary bilingual education from the California Association of Bilingual Education, also known as CABE. Santana High School was named a 2020 Model Continuation High School, one of 43 across the state, and they retained this designation for 3 years through 2022. During the unprecedented time of a worldwide pandemic, Mr. Malkin led the district and the board to dismiss students on March 13, 2020, and to put into place an emergency educational support plans for students and families, support hotlines, and remote learning and instruction plans. During the student dismissal, the district has supported students with the largest deployment of technology and devices in our district's history. More than 3,094 iPads for students in grades TK2 and 9,815 Chromebooks distributed for students in grades 3 to 12. There were 2,195 hotspots that have been issued to our students to date to make sure that our students are able to connect and engage in learning with the outstanding staff we have in place throughout our district. The Rowland Unified School District celebrated our class of 2020 graduates throughout our community with advertising in the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, the street and light pole banners, and a special, individualized, physically distant, yet socially connected drive-through graduation celebration which were filmed and shared with families. As a legacy, Mr. Malkin is all in for removing barriers for our students and families to have access to free and reduced meals, and it has been a priority throughout his term in office. As a district, we have explored and implemented the Community Eligibility Program and have sharply increased the number of our schools that provide free breakfast and lunch to all students. With the onset of the pandemic, we have served over 1,300,000 meals to our students at no cost to the students and families through fully implementing programs and taking advantage of grants that are available to meet the needs in our community and to address food scarcity and food insecurity. Mr. Malkin, thank you so much for your leadership during this, again, unprecedented year. Having the ability to work very closely with you on every issue, I greatly appreciate your availability and willingness to take my calls on all days at all hours. Your calm demeanor and leadership of our board governance team and the district as a whole is greatly appreciated by all staff, students, and community members. You have earned your stripes, and we look forward to your continued leadership as a governance team member for the next 4 years. Thank you.
I'd like to say a few words. As people know that I'm never lost for words. This has been a very challenging 5 years, especially the last year as president of the board, as Dr. Mitchell stated. I need to thank my wife, Cary, for putting up with me, many hours away from home, and dinners missed and phone calls taken late at night. I also want to thank my son, Dr. Matthew Malkin, an anesthesiologist from UC Davis, and a graduate from Rowland High School, for swearing me in tonight. My son and his wife both work at UC Davis, and to me, they're the true heroes right now. They both are 24 hours a day at the hospital taking care of COVID patients. So they're the true heroes of my life. Also, I want to recognize my 2 brothers who are watching tonight, Hal Malkin and Dr. Stanley Malkin. Both Hal was a professor in pharmaceutical science and for technicians, and Dr. Stanley Malkin was the dean of the University of Guam over in Guam and has his doctorate, I hate to say this, from USC, but we have a split family, I have to say. Dr. Mitchell, your guidance and mentorship during the past year has been priceless. The cabinet, whose encouragement kept my spirits up, and of course my fellow board members for being there for me when I needed you the most. A special thank you goes out to Brandy. Brandy is the person who makes the board members and the superintendent look organized. Without Brandy's help this past year, I would have suffered. Thank you, Brandy, for our year's worth of help for the past year. Needless to say, it has been an interesting year, as Dr. Mitchell so beautifully summarized. We faced many challenges, from virtual meetings and school events to COVID-19, to the budget, to negotiations with our associations, to giving our seniors a memorable graduation. As a team, we worked together to face these challenges, leading to a successful year. I feel we have a strong board, and we'll miss Donna and her board comments after her numerous visits to schools. But at the same time, we celebrate the addition of our new board member, Erik Venegas, to our board. Welcome, Erik. I am so grateful for my re-election. It was very humbling to be re-elected unopposed. The next 4 years will present us all with many challenges, some new and some old, but we'll have the leadership and experience of Angelina Pride to guide us through these difficult times. The pandemic and resulting economic downturn for many in our community has resulted in very stressful times. In addition to family counseling, the Family Resource Center will be pressed for fulfilling the basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. As a board member, I will be there to support the FRC. Our students more than ever will need the services of school counselors to optimize their learning abilities at school and at home. The effects of distant learning will be with us for years to come. We all know that in classroom education is desired, but we cannot return until it is safe and approved by regulatory outside agencies. Safety will always be our primary focus, guiding my decision making. Now it's time for me to hand the virtual gavel over to Angelina. But to be honest with you, I have no idea what a virtual gavel is, because I never I never laid hands on it. Therefore, Ms. Pride, the meeting is now under your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Malkin. And remember, I told you when you became president that you were going to do a great job, and you did. So thank you for all of your hard work, and I know that will continue.
Thank you.
So now we'll move on to item number 6, reports. So 6A, Hurley Elementary School Spotlight Report. So next we have Hurley Elementary School Principal, Dr. Yesenia Alvarez, and Maria Rios will provide a brief report highlighting the work at Hurley Elementary. Dr. Alvarez?
Good evening. Can all of you hear me okay? Yes, I've never done this before, so thank you for having us this evening. Good evening to all, Dr. Mitchell, to all the Board of Trustees, Cabinet, and the community at large. And congratulations to Mr. Malkin on outstanding leadership the last 4 years and your current re-election. Welcome to Mr. Venegas, and congratulations to all the new trustees in their new leadership roles. My name's Dr. Yesenia Alvarez, and I'm super proud, especially tonight being the night that we were recognized as a Seal of Excellence school from CABE. It's actually quite emotional. The reason it becomes even more emotional is because of the last few days. I've been talking to kids virtually. Every single one of them want to be back in school. And it's really hard to not give them what they need, because we can't do it as well virtually as the way that we can in school. And all the work, the entire team, and that's right, Mr. Malkin, when you gave shout out to the classified team as well. It really is everyone on the campus, from our custodian that opens to our custodian that closes to cafeteria staff. Our instructional aides play such a large role in the academic achievement of all of our kids. And it really is a team effort. Ms. Rios, as our instructional coach, has done outstanding work in the last couple years to move the instruction along and support the kids as well. And then the teaching staff, they're incredible. This month also happens to be my 6th year anniversary at Rowland. I was hired in December. And so I remember walking onto that campus after I interviewed many of the staff, and I was so impressed with the certificated family. They're highly dedicated. And so being that it's a 6-year kind of anniversary, it's also a good time for reflection. And so with that, I just can't express enough of my gratitude to Dr. Mitchell and the school board for your faith and trust in my leadership at Hurley. It's really been a wonderful, wonderful ride. And in my 20 years as an educator, I can truly say I've learned the most in the last 6 years, and it's really been, you're going to be seeing a video. It was a pre-recorded video, and that video begins with a wonderful educator by the name of Gloria Tejeda. She is a former Coates Fellow. She's a current 5th grade teacher. She's our in-house SEL with social emotional learning advocate and expert. She's also our student council facilitator. So yes, even during this time, she manages to meet with our upper grade students. She inspires them to be responsible scholars and young leaders. So I hope you enjoy our presentation tonight, and I'm going to share my screen.
Welcome to Hurley Elementary. We have so much happening. Today, we have Maria Fernanda and Emily Velez here to share this presentation with you. We're going to begin with Maria.
Hello. Here at Hurley, we began our school year with lots of support and enthusiasm for our traditional and dual immersion programs, especially as a CABE Seal of Excellence school. Even though we could not be back in our classrooms like we had all hoped to, we were all up for the challenge. Our school prepared supply bags filled with the needed materials and supplies for us to successfully begin our school year. Students were supported with the needed technology and support to have devices and internal access. A helpful team continues to provide prepackaged meals to help us stay nourished and healthy. Our teachers participated in many summer trainings and plan so we can receive enriching, fun, and high-level instruction. Every day is challenging and meaningful to learn. One very important resource for us is Clever. We can all access our needed apps for most of our daily instruction. My favorite is Prodigy. Not only is it fun, it lets you play with others, and even then, you are still learning and/or practicing your math. Whether it's in a wizard battle or a fight with the monsters in Prodigy, the experience is fun and educational. This school year, all our classes are experiencing writing workshops. During our first trimester, every classroom had one or more writing celebrations. All students celebrated their stories with each other. Dr. Alvarez, Mrs. Rios, other guests, and family members were also invited to participate in these amazing Zoom celebrations. Here at Hurley, we may all be learning in our own separate Zoom classes, but we still have moments when we get together and celebrate as a school. One celebration is our monthly Hawk Awards. During this assembly, each class gives out 5 awards. They are the Reading Award, Mathematician Award, Writing Award, Hurley Hawk Award, and the Virtual Attendance and Engagement Award. This assembly is so much fun because all the participants attend the Zoom celebration with Dr. Alvarez as well as many teachers. The students and families share this special moment together by clapping, cheering, dancing, and recognizing each other's amazing effort and accomplishments. We recently had our first trimester attendance assembly. All students who had at least 98% attendance rate during the first trimester participated and had fun dancing with the performers. Our school currently has an incredible 97% attendance rate.
Thank you, Maria. We're going to now have Emily continue to tell everyone about our celebrations at Hurley, as well as how we continue to practice the 3 R's at our school, which are respect, responsibility, and developing positive relationships. Emily?
Our teachers have encouraged us to learn all about we have multiple challenges that help us guide our teachers to provide us with educational experience. For example, with our guidance, all classes are studied by Pinterest. Writing and other projects to demonstrate our learning and celebration of pizza. All in all, Hurley did a good job providing us with this good journey engaging, fun, high-level, and meaningful. Another thing we continue to do as our goal PBIS recommendation portion is shown in our 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and relationship. All teachers review and introduce the map matrix in English and Spanish. After our Robert is grade level assemblies, which explain school applications and introduce virtual school book learnings. We all got so excited about our school-wide indivisible classroom technology. My personal favorite is Build Important, Dr. Report, which you may know from the title. Another fun part of our school is Spirit Days. Every Friday, our school has planned our Spirit Days. So far, we have Disney Day, Disney Heritage. Council recently helped provide some ideas for Spirit Day, like college days, work days, annual day, and dress up day. I would also like to highlight 2 more activities at Hurley: the Foodie Week and Build to Hello campaign. Both of these begin with wearable assemblies. We are reminded about how it's important to be kind and brave. We need to be kind to ourselves and others so that our communities stay safe and caring. We also need to be brave so our communities are to be safe and inclusive. If you can see on these messages, I saw that concept posters notes. At Hurley, be respectful, be responsible, and developing positive relationships are important in everything we do.
Thank you for this opportunity to share what we do here at Hurley. I want to thank Maria Fernanda and Emily Velez for their amazing public speaking today. So have a good evening, everyone. Fun and enjoy. Bye.
Thank you again, Dr. Alvarez, and congratulations again, Hurley Elementary, on your award. Next, we go to item 6B, which is the superintendent's report.
Welcome to Hurley Elementary. We have so much happening.
I think I also have Maria Rios from Hurley who would like to share a few words.
Oh, do we? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, I apologize.
We'll go back to Hurley for Maria Rios. Sorry about that, Dr. Alvarez.
Well, I wasn't ready to, but okay. I'm just very, very proud to be a part of Hurley. Everyone there works really hard, and I'm just happy to be a part of it and excited to see this. And I wish we could have done this live, but this is as good as it gets, and thank you all for your support.
Dr. Alvarez, do you have a closing comment?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for your time, of course, and wish you all a very safe and happy holiday.
Thank you again to both of you, and the same on behalf of the board. Have a safe and wonderful holiday season. Get some rest. Now we'll go to 6B, where we will receive the superintendent's report. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to highlight a few of the holiday events that are happening across the district. That our community is invited to 2 holiday musical events from the comfort of their own home. The Rowland Unified School District music channel on YouTube will stream 2 concerts, streaming from December 23rd to December 31st at 7 p.m. will be the Nogales and Rowland High School Band Holiday Concert. Also on December 24th at 7 p.m. we can enjoy Winterfest, a concert that will feature choir, band, and orchestra students from across the district with beautiful holiday music. Rowland Unified is proud to support our families and our community always, but especially during our holiday season. We've had the opportunity to recognize and support our families through a partnership with the Walnut Valley Rotary by providing our holiday gift baskets in a different and unique way this year through gift cards to Stater Brothers. We do appreciate the partnership with Stater Brothers in helping us to do that as well. We have our Adopt-in Shop, our annual Adopt-in Shop, where we serve 116 families with 316 children. We want to thank the staff and the community for their support in making the holidays more joyous for our families in need. Wanted to just do a brief update on the Oswalt new campus update, that the construction project continues to move forward. All underground utilities related to phase 1 of the project have been completed. And we're pleased to share that steel beams have started to go up and the building's construction is much more visible now to our community. We're pleased with the progress on this major construction project, which is on time and under budget at this point. So we do want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season, and please stay safe and be well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Item 6C, Student Board Representatives Reports. We will receive a report first from Josephson from Rowland High School.
Good evening, Mr. President, or Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Mitchell, and members of the audience. My name is Joseph, and I am the Speaker of the House for Rowland High School. The November senior event was held on the 20th, and it allowed seniors to drive through the Rowland parking lot, where Mrs. Phillips handed out apple pies to seniors. Also in November, Rowland athletes were able to return for conditioning. Football, water polo, volleyball, swimming, badminton, and tennis all returned for a short time. All the athletes were grateful for the opportunity for team bonding and conditioning. We hope that in the near future, they can return to practice. November was the month of giving at Rowland High School. ASB, clubs, and students showed their selflessness by donating various items to different organizations. Hooked Club and Interact hosted a virtual workshop making handmade cards for essential workers. NHS collected canned foods for a local church and collected cards for a local senior home. CSF Do Something and Key Club collected small toys for the Children's Hospital in LA. Community of Caring collected hygiene products for a homeless shelter in Whittier, and CSF, UNICEF, and Interact held a clothing drive for another homeless shelter. To highlight all of our students' good deeds, a service video was shown in the Wednesday homeroom classes. ASB decided to continue the month of giving into December by giving handmade holiday cards to a local senior home. In addition, ASB students have been guest speakers in various elementary school Zoom classrooms, where they read holiday books to the students. In fact, our members have had such a good time reading in these classes that we will continue to do so in the second semester. Tonight at 7:00 p.m., our art club is hosting a virtual paint night fundraiser. Our art teacher, Miss Bates, will be conducting this Bob Ross themed paint lesson. To end the semester, a rally will be shown on Wednesday, December 16th during the homeroom classes to send students off in a festive mood. The rally is named Rowland Mistletones, and it will include a virtual gingerbread house contest, virtual performances from choir and cheer, and house tours from teachers who will be showing off their holiday house decorations. The Rowland Choir will be hosting a virtual concert on December 19th at 5:00 p.m. through the choir Facebook page, featuring classical, jazz, and holiday music. We encourage everyone to attend this festive event. Although we will be having 3 weeks of much-deserved vacation, students will be continuing to think of events that can be hosted in this virtual world, especially for the class of 2021. We hope to work collaboratively with all stakeholders to create events for this class of 2021 as they begin their countdown to graduation. Rowland students continue to be examples of thinkers, communicators, and contributors. ASB has remained persistent in trying to give our students the best high school experience during this uncertain time. We look toward the second semester with optimism and are hopeful of returning to school in the near future. And we wish you all a merry and safe holiday season.
Thank you, and the same to you and your fellow students at Rowland High School. Next, we have Mel Garcia from Santana High School.
Mel, you need to go ahead and unmute so we can hear you, please.
Good evening, Dr. Mitchell and Rowland board members. My name is Mel Garcia, and I'm here to bring you news from Santana High School. As ASB is sponsoring a virtual holiday scavenger hunt for the month of December, in their third period classes, students will be asked to find 30 holiday items in their homes during a 4-minute time frame. The student or students who find the most items will be the winners. We hope this will be a fun bonding time for students and the teachers as we move closer to our holiday break and the end of the year. ASB will also recognize Student of the Month for November by popping into classes and announcing the Student of the Month for that class. We have enjoyed this creative virtual way to recognize students for their extra effort in their classes each month. For our fundraiser, ASB continues to sell iridescent reflective masks along with shirts and hoodies at the Social Distancing Club. Anyone is welcome to purchase our clothing, and all proceeds from our fundraisers will go to the gift that ASB intends to purchase for the graduating students. Santana students are tying up loose ends as the semester comes to an end. Our teachers have been working extra hard to help students finish their assignments and earn their credits for their first semester. Some students are preparing to return to their home schools at the start of the second semester. We're sad to see them go, and at the same time, we're excited to watch them attain their goal of earning their required credits, which allows them to return to their home high school. A lot has been happening with our Santana counselors. Our counselors have held parent meetings to discuss each student's current progress and long-term goals. They are also working with parents and students to complete the student individualized learning plan, and our counselors hosted a FAFSA workshop for students and parents 2 weeks ago. On top of all of that, the counselors and Mount SAC had a general information meeting for the Connect 4, which helps students apply to Mount SAC. As we move closer to this holiday season, those of us in ASB would like to extend our warmest holiday wishes to you and your family. We are grateful for you and your ongoing support of the students at Santana. We hope you stay safe and healthy, and we look forward to seeing you next year in 2021. I wish you a good evening.
Thank you very much, and send our regards and our wishes for a happy holiday season to all of your fellow students at Santana. Next, we have Nogales High School, Johanna Lopez. If you can unmute, Johanna.
Thank you, Madam President, Superintendent Dr. Mitchell, and members of the board. Good evening. My name is Johanna Lopez, and I am the Executive President of Nogales High School. This month, our school has been working hard to provide different support systems for our students. Despite the current situation, our math club has been organizing math tutoring for students. Counselors have reached out to students as a support system to them in this difficult situation, as we all may know. Counselors have also reached out to seniors specifically in order to provide further support in regards to college applications and scholarships. The school has also reached out to both students and families by providing information and workshops to guide them through these times. Some workshops include information on mental health for all family members and guidance for parents on how to better support their students. ASB specifically is currently working on ways to make students feel engaged and connected to our school and teachers. Students in ASB are finalizing the December Spirit Week, in which they will speak throughout the week about different holidays and events that different cultures participate in during December. For example, students will share information about Hanukkah, Christmas itself, and a traditional Hispanic tradition as known as posadas. Along with that, students will have different activities available to them throughout the Spirit Week so that they feel engaged. Our senior cabinet is still awaiting approval for senior hoodies, but besides that, everything is on hold. As we all have learned, COVID cases have spiked over the past few weeks, which has left us on hold on what our educational future will look like. However, Nogales High School and teachers continue to be optimistic on what is to come in the future of our school. This is all from Nogales High School. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much, and enjoy your winter break, and please send the same wishes to your fellow students at Nogales. You guys get rested up.
Thank you so much.
Next, we have public comments. Before we go into public comments, please note the public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended or limited by vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes unless extended by the board is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not on the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Ms. Ward, do we have comments?
Yes, good evening, Board. We have 2 comments. Our first person is Mr. Roy Humphreys. Mr. Humphreys, you can go ahead and address the Board.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. First, I once again thank my wife for enduring the years that I have devoted to Rowland Unified. Second, congratulations to Mr. Venegas. Some key items that will help you is that transparency is a core value as defined by the constituents who elected you. That is the linchpin to all other core values which are meaningless without transparency. Number 2, toilets are important. Number 3, acoustics is important. 4, fraternizing with those you have duty to hold responsible is a fundamental breach of ethics, as was demonstrated by the public meeting takeover and shutdown by Shea Lohman and the Teachers Union. 5, do not fear to open Pandora's box, for at its bottom lies hope. 6, video recording and posting of board meetings is a 21st century standard. We will all be thankful to Superintendent Julie Mitchell for her profuse enumeration in the last board meeting of accomplishments by various schools in the district, but some of them were a decade ago, misleading as was pointed out by William Harrison. I will be reaching out in the future, but I'm putting the 3 monkeys syndrome in the rear view mirror and concentrating on Rowland Heights to become all that it could be and should be. Harry Peterson is still waiting for and well-deserved certificate of appreciation and the publication of his parting message for download. And the son of ex-slave owner, noted to NFL's LaDainian Tomlinson, son of ex-slaves, the only way we can move forward is to be honest about our past. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker is Miss Amy Urbien. Ms. Urbien, you're ready to go?
Yeah. Good evening, President Pride, School Board, Dr. Mitchell, and Cabinet. I want to welcome and congratulate Mr. Venegas tonight in becoming the newest member of our board, but also an active community member, and most importantly, a new perspective to the Rowland family. Also, congratulations to Mr. Malkin on his re-election to our school board. As always, we look forward to working with you as we continue to serve our students and community by making our schools the best in the region. I want to thank the school board and the cabinet for making safety a priority as we continue to stay in virtual learning, at least through the end of January, and as long as public health says it is not safe for our return to in-person instruction. Our educators have felt the stress and anxiety lifted, knowing that they will have the option to work from home as we start to see the worst months of the pandemic in LA County. Our members appreciated the message last week from Dr. Mitchell that they can continue and have the option of working from home. Our members will be truly able to rest and recharge this winter break, knowing we will continue with virtual learning. As much as our educators want to see their students and be in their classroom, it just isn't safe. The county continues to break records on the number of COVID cases and people in the hospital. As we see a different way to celebrate the holidays, I do want to wish all of you happy holidays. I hope that all of you are able to spend time with your closest family in our unique circumstances. My mother always says we might not have much, but we do have our family and health, and that is truly something to be thankful and reflect on this new year. Happy New Year, and thank you again for your time as always.
Thank you to our speakers during public comments this evening. Next, we'll go to item number 8, which is a public hearing for proposed energy conservation services with Climatech LLC. So let me see, I'm sorry, I lost my place. We will hold a public hearing in accordance with California Government Code 4217.10 through 4217.18 to receive public input on the proposed energy conservation services with Climatech LLC for the implementation of Phase 4 and air quality safety of the RUSD Energy Infrastructure Modernization Program. Members of the public are invited to provide comment to the board on proposed work in phase 4, including to provide enhanced air quality safety in our classrooms, schools, and district locations. If a member of the community wishes to address the board, please raise your virtual hand. Comments during this public hearing are limited to only this topic. The public hearing is opened at 6:58 p.m. Ms. Ward, do we have any hands?
At this time, there is no one that has raised their hand.
We'll give them a little bit more time here. Again, if you would like to speak, please raise your virtual hand. Seeing and hearing, seeing no hands, then this public hearing will close at 6:59 p.m. Number 9, discussion action items. We will move to the discussion action items on the agenda. Number